Joy Behar, the outspoken television personality and co-host of The View, found herself at the heart of an unexpected courtroom moment that stunned both her supporters and critics. As she stood before the judge, awaiting her sentence, the tension in the air was palpable, with everyone on edge to hear the final decision in what had become one of the most talked-about trials of the year. But as the judge prepared to read the verdict, the atmosphere shifted dramatically, and Behar's expression went from steely determination to sheer shock. Within moments, she collapsed, sending a wave of panic through the courtroom. Gasps echoed throughout the room as legal teams, family members, and paramedics rushed to her aid, turning what had been a high-stakes legal drama into an unfolding medical emergency. Behar, known for her sharp wit, no-holds-barred opinions, and fearless approach to politics and social issues, had long been a dominant figure in television. Her rise from stand-up comedy to daytime TV had solidified her place in the public consciousness. Her career took a sharp turn when she became caught up in a legal dispute involving a defamation lawsuit. The case accused Behar of making damaging remarks during a The View broadcast aimed at a powerful figure in the entertainment world. The plaintiff argued that her comments had led to significant harm, both professionally and financially, turning what could have been a fiery debate into a legal showdown. As the trial unfolded, it quickly became one of the year's most closely watched cases. Reporters, legal experts, and fans analyzed every piece of information, trying to predict how things would play out. Some came to Behar's defense, stating that her career had been built on candid, unfiltered opinions, and that punishing her for expressing those views would be an infringement on free speech. Others, however, felt she had overstepped, arguing that as a TV host, her platform and influence demanded more responsibility and accountability. As sentencing day approached, the courtroom was charged with tension. Legal experts weighed in on potential outcomes. Some speculated that Behar might face a hefty financial fine, while others feared the judge might impose a harsher penalty. Despite the mounting pressure, her legal team remained confident, asserting that her comments fell under protected speech and had been misinterpreted. The prosecution, in contrast, painted Behar as a reckless public figure whose words had caused irreparable harm. As the judge began to read the sentence, Behar's usually calm composure visibly faltered, her face showing a mix of disbelief and shock. The verdict turned out to be harsher than many had anticipated, and for a moment, an eerie silence enveloped the courtroom. Then, within seconds, Behar collapsed. The scene quickly descended into chaos as medical staff rushed to her side. Reporters scrambled to capture the moment, while social media exploded with speculation about what had just transpired. Was the stress of the trial the cause? Did her collapse stem from a hidden medical issue, or was it a dramatic reaction to what could be a career-ending sentence? As paramedics carefully carried her out, news outlets flooded the airwaves with live updates. Some focused on the legal impact of the verdict, while others were fixated on her sudden health scare. What had already been a media circus took an even more sensational twist. Some speculated that the collapse could have been a strategic attempt to delay sentencing, while others saw it as a natural reaction from someone whose life had just taken a tragic turn. The aftermath of her collapse sparked heated discussions online. Her supporters voiced their concerns for her well-being, while her critics raised doubts about the timing of her collapse, suggesting it might have been too coincidental. Hashtags both supporting and condemning Behar quickly began trending across social media, with fans sending messages of support and opponents arguing that accountability should come first, regardless of her physical condition. In the days that followed, Behar's legal team issued a statement confirming that she had been hospitalized for observation, though they provided minimal details about her condition, which only fueled further speculation. Meanwhile, legal experts debated whether her health scare would influence the court's final decision. Would the judge show mercy, or would the proceedings proceed as scheduled? The case sparked broader conversations about the responsibilities of the media and the limits of free speech. Behar, known for her unapologetic commentary, had always walked a fine line between delivering bold opinions and courting controversy. While many admired her bravery, this lawsuit underscored the potential consequences of public figures making statements that could harm others. The debate over whether she had been unfairly targeted or had truly crossed a line dominated media coverage. Some outlets portrayed the incident as an example of cancel culture gone too far, arguing that punishing a TV host for speaking her mind could set a dangerous precedent. Others contended that public figures, especially those with significant influence, must face the consequences when their words cause damage. Ultimately, the question remained: was this a case of an outspoken individual being silenced, or was it a necessary reckoning for reckless speech? As Behar recovered, conversations about her future dominated the public discourse. Would she return to The View? Would the network continue to support her? Or would this scandal spell the end of her career in television? Some speculated that she would step away from the spotlight for a while others believed she might emerge from the experience even more determined, using it as a platform to strengthen her stance against perceived injustices. Meanwhile, the courtroom drama persisted. With Behar's collapse delaying the proceedings, there were growing questions about how the trial would proceed. Would sentencing be postponed indefinitely? Could her health crisis influence the judge's final ruling? These unanswered questions only intensified the media frenzy surrounding the case. As more information came to light, the focus began to shift toward broader issues of power, accountability, and the role of media figures in shaping public opinion. Behar's case had evolved into something much larger than a single individual's legal troubles. It symbolized an ongoing debate over where the line between opinion and defamation should be drawn. It also raised important questions about whether high-profile personalities should be treated differently in the eyes of the law compared to everyday citizens. For Behar, the future was filled with uncertainty. It remained unclear whether she would return to television, pursue an appeal, or step away from the public eye entirely. However, one thing was indisputable. Her courtroom collapse had transformed what was already a high-profile legal case into one of the year's most talked-about controversies. As the world awaited more information, it was clear that Joy Behar's name would dominate headlines for months to come. Whether this incident would mark the end of her career or spark a new chapter in her life remained uncertain. Regardless of the outcome, the impact of this trial had already made a lasting impression on the public, ensuring that the discussions about free speech, media responsibility, and legal accountability would continue long after the trial's conclusion.